that is Odell Cornelius Beckham Jr., if you need him. America's receiver. That's how you show up in your old house on the opening drive. Man, that catch was ridiculous, but he makes it look so easy. It's almost tempting to see it and just kind of shrug. Like, yeah, and? Dude does it every single day in practice. Hell, he practically does it every single week in games. Seen it a million times. Been there, done that. Now tell me something I don't already know. Show me something I haven't already seen. Or you could see that clip and think, now wait a second. Did you see his visor? There's way too much tint on that thing. We're not having that. Who the hell let Darth Vader on the field? And what's he doing rocking an OBJ gamer? You know, the officials, they're like, hey, if we let that guy do that, others will want to do it too. Then all of our players won't look and act exactly the same. And what if kids are watching? What will they think if they see a dude with a tinted visor? Nope, the officials were not having it at all. And they made him leave the game on third down in the red zone to address that dangerous and wrong message sending visor immediately. Because that's a pretty important thing to take care of right then and right in that moment. We don't need to get into some discussion about some of the league's absurd uniform rules. But if the visor is such a big deal, either address it before the game or after the series, but not right in the middle of the series. But then again, the refs are absolutely killing it so far this season, so they probably got that one right, and nobody should complain about it. The only person happy about Beckham being taken off the game or out of the game for that tinted visor was Jets D coordinator Gregg Williams. You remember Gregg, right? He was the guy who had that presser earlier in the week and got off some real beauties. You know, beauties like Odell who. Remember that, Odell who. Odell who. Has anybody anywhere at any time ever been more proud of anything than Gregg Williams was of Gregg Williams for getting off that line? Odell who? This guy dropped that line, Odell who? And then just sat there, styling it, admiring his work. Odell who? And then, when a reporter referred to Beckham as, quote, one of the most dynamic receivers in the league, end quote, Williams immediately brought the fire, opened up his gap, and started to spill copious amounts of burning lava. Was there anybody anywhere in the world happier to be who they were than Gregg Williams? Anybody happier about anything than he was about that? That's your opinion? Whoa. What's New York's opinion? The Giants' opinion. What did the Giants do? Are you kidding me? Whoa. What's New York's opinion? Hey, Triple G, how you feeling now? What's your opinion? What's the Jets' opinion? What did the Jets do? The same guy who roasted Odell before the game, only to get completely abused and humiliated by him during the game. Whoa. You think about that? Hey, Gregg, you and your crew might want to give Odell a little more attention because he just made you look like a clown. He went from 0 to 60 in a hurry. Well, maybe not 60, but 0 to 21.7 miles per hour. The fastest any NFL player has run on a scoring play this year. And I'm half surprised that Gregg Williams didn't go Woody Hayes and run onto the field at 21.8 miles per hour and then try to take Beckham down. Would anybody have been surprised by that? Ran onto the field screaming, affect the head, damn it, affect the freaking head. And you knew Beckham was going to have something for Gregg after the game, which he did. When asked about Triple G Gregg at the podium, his response was, and I quote, who? So he just did to Williams what everybody tried to do to the Browns after last week. Stuffed him in a trash can. You come back to New York, you play in your old stadium, you make reference to all the games that you lost in that stadium playing on a bad team. You have 6 receptions, 161 yards, a touchdown, a miraculous one-handed grab early on, and then you drop a who after the game. Game, set, match, Beckham, Thanks for coming. Listen, say what you want about Odell Beckham. You can say a lot of things about Odell Beckham, and some of these things might be true in fact. But to say this guy's not a playmaker, and then to watch him go out and make that one-handed grab along the sideline and get both feet down, and then to split that defense and go 89 yards to the house, running 21.7 miles per hour, and you're on record as saying, oh, no, he's not a playmaker. Now, what a bad take. A really bad take. Just like saying the Browns were done after week 1 was a bad take. Again, I'll be clear about this. Beckham and the rest of the Browns will be the first to tell you, Baker too, that was not a perfect performance. They are not a finished product. They do need to get better on both sides of the ball. Myles Garrett had one nasty sack after another, but he also had too many penalties. The offense never got into rhythm. Baker Mayfield did not seem completely comfortable behind that offensive line. All of that needs to get better. All of that needs to improve, especially with the Rams coming up next. But this is not about that. This is about righting the ship, preventing a panic, getting to 1-0 on the week, which is exactly what they did. Not dead can't quit. And believe me, nobody in that room is going to quit. Not after one bad week, even if rats were scurrying to jump off that ship and everybody was rushing in to bury them after only one game. Again, I'm not saying they are where they need to be overall. What I am saying is they did what they needed to do. They handled their business. They responded to the challenge. They won like I said they would. And Beckham abused and embarrassed the hell out of Triple G.